Alright. I was able to go get a pack of cigarettes. I probably didn't type this guy's name right. However, this guy got most of his details wrong. Most of it. Mostly based on assumptions. But I found out that the guy didn't actually write it himself. A couple of people told me, yeah, usually he's less biased, uses less targeting words and things of that nature. But this time, he was working with someone else. And I'll look that name up in a minute. But it was actually written by a woman. And obviously, starting at the very beginning, you can tell that there is a lot of that bias, a lot of that anti-maleness to it. It's weird because it's a dude saying it, right? Well, the lady who wrote it, she wrote it just like any of these other places do. It's for entertainment. It's for rating. It's for them to get more for them. However, they did do it a little bit differently. Instead of trying to peg me entirely and exclusively as some sort of a terrible excuse for a human being, they do, after like 16 minutes of fucking trash talking me, they do finally make a couple of points about me not killing Natalie. However, the first fucking 16 minutes of it's fucking slander. People keep saying you need to sue these people. Shit, I can't even take care of myself. I can't afford a lawyer to defend myself against crimes that I didn't even commit. How the hell am I going to get a civil lawyer? How the hell am I going to afford that? Pretty good goddamn question. Yes, I know there are many Christians who hate me even more every time I say goddamn. I don't give a holy fuck. Jesus, goddamn, holy fucking Christ. Now, I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this. I'll try playing it on my telephone. Maybe that'll work. Tiny Tina's messages on my phone. I guess I should scroll it down and hit the clear all button. You notice that right up there at the top. That little round thing there. Where's it at? But it's not showing it. There it is, in the very corner. That means my phone is full. Means I don't get to take screenshots. Means I certainly don't get to make any videos with my phone. But let's listen to this. Let's see, to YouTube. Yes, I know I'm doing everything the slow, old-fashioned way. I'm basically having to improvise all this because I don't know how to do it the right way. I don't have anyone to help me with that. Now, the title of this video is Rob Gavagans' narrative on Natalie and how wrong it is. Although it's not technically Rob's, it's technically other ladies. We'll look this up. I just type up Rob Gavagan the Bizarre. I don't need to type the whole fucking title in to get it. It's the bizarre case of Natalie Bollinger, seriously strange, number 114. 13th.
Though she often shared photos of herself and had a fairly typical page for someone her age, Instead of solely discussing the simple and surface happenings of everyday life, Natalie used her profile as somewhat of a journal, even including paragraph updates about serious issues she was battling. Effectively, she set up a digital paper trail, almost as though she were writing a will without outrightly saying so, because the concept would be too jarring to internalize. The issue with being so active and transparent on social media turns out to be that once we want to retrieve information or distance ourselves.
All right, I'm going to pause this just for a second. I want to let you know this thing is 22 minutes long, and I'm going to go through all of it. At no point in time does he bring up any of the crimes that the Bollingers committed against me or the crimes the police perpetrated against me. He talks a little bit about the harassment. He doesn't speak about any of the assaults. Doesn't even bring it up. Wants to play on the mentally ill thing, like everyone else. Mentally ill, mentally ill, mentally ill. No, overwhelmed. Big fucking difference. See, you guys want to pretend like I'm a bad guy, like I was always like this. No, I wasn't. Until I hurt my back. Yeah, I was a fucking happy person, despite the fact that I was homeless and living behind a dumpster. I was a happy person before I hurt my back. I always tried to treat people fairly and equally. However, after I hurt my back, yeah, I didn't have any friends. I had fake friends. They were just words on Facebook. That's all they were. I literally couldn't take care of myself, could not defend myself, could not walk a block. I needed actual help. When Natalie came in, she was 18 years old. She was a legal adult. Walked right into the Starbucks and told me she was going to kill herself 100 times, and thinking of me was the only reason she did. I was going to kill myself that day. I was literally walking from getting the 37 Vicodin from DJ Wow directly to the bathroom to ingest these 37 Vicodin to kill myself. Yes, I had already been driven to the point of suicide by the Boulder Police Department. That was in 2016. That's when Natalie and I actually became friends. That's when we actually started talking and hanging out. Now this Mike Gavagan feller wants to give his condolences to the family. No, that family doesn't deserve anything. They drove her to repeated attempted suicides by raping her, molesting her, selling her body to pay off debts, neglecting her, abusive men over her, allowing men who are not even allowed in your household back into your household because you don't want to be alone. Getting some dick was more important to Rose M. Kelly than her own daughters. Certainly more important than their own safety. Now I'm tired as shit, and I might not make it through all of this. I might lay down and try to sleep. I probably won't be able to sleep. I'll probably just lay there for a couple of more hours. Fuck it. Pumpkin 123, I did everything in my power, not just to tell the police, but to show them. They absolutely refused, no matter where I was. There was always excuses. Always. Police outright refused to do their jobs before Natalie died and after. Before she died, they refused to do their jobs. After she died, they refused to do their jobs and committed felonies to hide the fact that they didn't do their jobs. I tried to tell hundreds of police officers. You have no idea how much I tried to tell an officer. However, after being homeless for as long as I had, I already knew that the cops weren't going to take my fucking report. I also knew that if I tried to get them to take a report, that I was going to be harassed by the homeless for doing this. Because number one rule of being homeless, you never go to the police. Never. The police are not your friends if you're broke. Black people know this. Hispanic people know this. All of them? No. There's rich black people that don't have a fucking clue. There's rich Hispanic people who don't have a clue. But it seems to me most of these groups don't have a clue anyway because they want to blame everything on all white people. And then they want to twist stuff that's not racist as if it were. Today I got to, well, last night anyway, I got to see the picture of two white guys with guns outside of a store like that. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, sorry about that, it froze up again. I'm looking at it and I'm going, these aren't KKK members. They're for surely not KKK members. They're protecting businesses from looting. Now, a lot of you guys, you want to talk about how it's against the law, and then, you want to say, oh, well, these neo-Nazis are fucking protecting these businesses who are going to be fine with their insurance and so on and so forth. Most of these are mom and pop shops. Second of all, that was only half of that photograph. You know what the other half of that photograph was? It was a black dude, also with a gun, standing right next to those KKK members. How did the police torture me? That depends on where at. A lot of times they, well, picked on me, made fun of me, threw my food across the floor, assaulted me, tried to break my fucking arm for trying to make a fucking police report. They used the mentally ill thing over and over and over again as an excuse to get away with their torture or to pretend that it didn't happen at all. Part of the way that they tortured me was passing me nonstop after Natalie was killed. Now, they had already done this once to me before. After I hurt my back, I'd been speaking out about the Boulder police and their illegal activities, their crimes, their theft of human beings, and their human trafficking for over a decade. When Natalie died, the most important thing to the Boulder Police Department was to make sure that the things that I had reported for years and years, that nobody looked at it. Part of the way that they did it was by harming me and then laugh about it, being condescending and throwing it in my face. Some of the ways that they tortured me were assaulting me repeatedly, physically assaulting me, like in the Boulder County Jail, throwing my food across the floor at me. That's a real nice thing to wake up to. They also slandered me to the media, outright lied to me and lied to the media, resulting in many people harming me. They threw away reports that I had written about their wrongdoing, some of them in front of me and some of them in front of the inmate workers. And that all depends on which police station you go to. See, before Natalie died, this took place in probably a grand total of 4 jurisdictions altogether. Chapel, Nebraska, Boulder, Colorado, Chesapeake, Virginia. That was it. Cops in Chesapeake, Virginia blew me off, gave me the mentally ill treatment. No, they didn't arrest me. That was slander. Nearly everything that Natalie typed there was slander. And if it wasn't slander, she omitted information like it was her idea or her sister's idea. And somehow that makes it okay. So if she invites me to go to Virginia and threatens to kill herself if I'm not already on the road. Now all she has to do is admit that part. Oh, he stalked me to Virginia. Now you guys can look at 21 days worth of correspondence between Natalie, Alicia, and I in Virginia. It shows that we were friends. Shows that they were trying to get me housing, trying to get me to move there, inviting me to go to places. But if you pretend that doesn't exist, it makes it fine, doesn't it? The police abused their power repeatedly. When I went in to turn in the police to their own departments, because that's where I was being told to, and other people were telling me we speak to an outside agency. I tried an outside agency. I tried repeatedly. No matter what, nobody was going to look at anything. I tried taking it in person because trying to do it online without help, I need help with that. I didn't get help with any of that online bullshit until when? Until I was in Washington State last year. That's recorded on here too. That the people who were trying to help me with that were frustrated because they couldn't do it either, and the cops wouldn't do a goddamn thing. One of those women was actually crying on the phone with the cops because they wouldn't do anything. I got a lot of them. The problem is that 3 of those telephones and 1 of those computers were stolen in Washington State, and the police thought it was fucking hilarious. Nationwide, they did the same thing over and over again. We're going to give you a ride. When we get there, we'll take your report. And when they get there, they ditch me. And then I'm pissed off because that officer never came back. The officer who took me to the hospital in Lakewood, there in Washington State, never gave me his name. Police officers outright refused to give me Officer Waylon Lolatai's name. I had to find that months and months and months later. I couldn't make a report against the officer because they wouldn't tell me his name. I had to learn that from a Facebook group called Colorado Donkey Watch. Pumpkin123, I am computer illiterate. I need help with that. If I knew how to do all those things, I wouldn't be asked, would I? Now, the other thing is, well, all of these people said that they couldn't, without making any goddamn effort, 0 effort whatsoever. Oh, I can't. Why'd you say that you would? I'm making a lot of fucking effort. I'm making a lot of effort because you promised to help me how I needed. But you made 0 effort to help me how I needed. 0 effort to help me how you promised. The people who were offering to help, the ones who were offering the help that I needed, are the ones who I accepted. Now, at the very beginning, with all of those Facebook bans that I was on, because all of these people who were targeting me because of the media, because of slander by the Bollingers, and because of the police, it didn't matter at that point. It didn't matter anymore. My life was already over in Virginia. Natalie Bollinger guaranteed that when she slandered my name and called me a stalker. People say, well, I'm so glad that your name is cleared. No, my name isn't cleared. Because although I have proven beyond any shadow of a doubt that I didn't stalk them, I did it on Facebook. I wasn't allowed to do so in court. I wasn't allowed to show evidence in court. I wasn't allowed. Now, these officers, the threats harassment and assaults in this town. They started as soon as I got here in 2018, and the police were a goddamn thing. They wouldn't do a goddamn thing about what the Bollingers were doing at my grandma's funeral. They wouldn't do a goddamn thing about any of it. Meanwhile, most of the issues that we had since Natalie died came from all of the people who wanted to get involved. We're not talking about get involved like let's find out the truth, but hey, let's get involved by harassing, threatening, and stalking this man who's already been through over a year of it already. Train. Well, we're 21 minutes into this. I'm pretty tired. I got it all set up on my phone. I'm going to try to take a nap. If it doesn't work out, I'll be back to do what it is that I intended on doing with this video. If I'm able to get some sleep, it'll be a couple hours at least until I get to that. I might get lucky and sleep full 8. Most of the time I don't. Most of the time I wake up partway through the night, do me some puking. I literally want my life to end every moment of every day over what Natalie Bollinger and her sister and Maddie Boa did to me. The harm that they caused me by lying, by not caring, by slandering my name. Those of you who have access to the Natalie Bollinger group that Katie Cahill gave me, and those of you who have access to my Facebook, you can go through, you can collect all of those. These Natalie Bollinger groups, well, Sean Tate groups masquerading as Natalie Bollinger groups, picked out just the little bits and pieces that they could try to twist and contort, to try to manipulate others into joining the bandwagon, taking part in harming me, threatening me, and harassing me. You guys don't like the fact that I speak out about it. I'm a terrible person who just needs to shut up, right? And no, maybe you should look at some of these videos, listen to the conversations with myself and Rihanna. Look at the goddamn evidence. Instead of ignoring it, pretending it doesn't exist, and saying, well, show me the evidence. There's over 1,800 videos on this YouTube. You go looking for the evidence. I already dug it up and posted it up here for y'all. All of it? No, there's a fucking shit ton more to go through. There's thousands more screenshots to go through. Now, most of my evidence was stolen in Washington State. The cops wouldn't do a goddamn thing. My stuff was stolen repeatedly in Washington State. But it's fine, right? I'm mentally ill. It must be my fault. You call me mentally ill, so I must be this terrible monster. Oh no. You poke me with a stick and poke me with a stick and poke me with a stick until I scream at the top of my lungs for you to fucking stop. And then you play victim because you got screamed at? With all due respect, Natalie and Alicia Bollinger. Yes, I know Natalie's dead. With all due respect, I've taken a lot of abuse because you lied. You're getting away with the crimes that you committed because of the term mentally ill. Alicia Bollinger, you know how fucked up a person you are, and you know that you deserve prison. I hope you get there, where you can never do this to another human being again.